What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 6th episode of 101. Now, today is going to be the last episode for the Marvel characters, and you know we gotta end it right. So we're gonna talk about your boy, the man all dressed in black with the pointy ears, your man, your boy, Batman. No, I'm just playing. We about to talk about Black Panther. Now, like I said before, this is going to be the last episode for the Marvel characters. Then we're going to go straight back into the DC characters. If you have any ideas about who you want me to talk about, let me know. Send it in the comments or put it in the email, and I'll find some way to talk about it. So, with all that being said, let's get started.
Hold up.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie Black Panther, I suggest you watch it. It's such a good movie. It broke so many records already. There's so much in that movie that I've learned, like the White Wolf and, spoilers, Winter Soldier is still alive. He's in Wakanda and, he's just chilling out with the kids. Now, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the movie. I'm not going to talk about all of it. Because, if you've seen the movie, there's nothing else to say about it. But I'm going to talk about his history. I'm going to also talk about him and Storm. And then I'm going to also talk about a special character that you guys probably not too familiar with. At probably closer to the end of the video and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and talk about Black Panther. So, Black Panther is an African-American superhero who was made by Stan Lee in the Marvel Universe. Now, in the movie, he becomes the king by his dad dying. Now, in the movies, his dad died by a bomb, but in the comics, his dad actually died by a claw. And T'Challa actually took witness of this when he was a kid, and he took up the gun and he shot Claw hand off with the gun that Claw used to kill his father. That's how Claw got that little sonic arm thing where he could blast like sonic waves and stuff like that. Now that's the comic version. In the movie cinematic version, T'Challa's dad died in a bombing that they thought the Winter Soldier did, but it was actually somebody else who did it. Now, with that being said, T'Challa had to become king. He had to take up the mantle as Black Panther in the cinematic universe. He had that right because he was next in line for it. Now, in the movie, he has to go through the ritual to become the king and to stay Black Panther. And that's the same as in the comic book. He has to go through the rituals and he has to, win the whole challenge to become king and to stay Black Panther. Now, in the movie, we see that, Killmonger is the main villain, but in the comics, it is mostly Claw. Now, the comics is kind of different because in the comics, Black Panther actually first fought the Fantastic Four. Now, the only reason he did this is because he wanted to better himself to get his revenge on Claw. So he invited them to come to Wakanda, kind of like a challenge, like a test run and stuff like that. Once the team kind of figured out what was happening and what was going on, they kind of defeated him, but he learned a lot and he kind of developed his skills by doing so. In the comics, Claw is actually the main villain, but in the movies, Killmonger is actually the main villain. So I kind of want to talk about Storm and Black Panther and their relationship because Storm is a very important part of the Black Panther universe. So, Storm and Black Panther and their relationship. Now, in the comics, Storm and Black Panther, they was dating. She didn't know who she was at first. They was young and stuff like that. They was dating. They was going off and on. And then she kind of left to become Storm, and she left to become part of the X-Men. But they will always, see each other like a couple of years after, stuff like that. And eventually, Black Panther and Storm made holy matrimony. They actually got married, and Storm actually left New York to come and stay with T'Challa in Wakanda. If you didn't know, Storm is actually the lost child of Wakanda. They call her the new goddess. because she has the storm powers and stuff like that. Now it's kind of funny because in the movie, his mom looks exactly like Storm. Like if Storm had dreads, it would be his mama. Now keep in mind, like in the comics, his mama and his sister are not they're not blood related. They're actually his stepsister and his stepmom. But in the movie, they're actually his blood mom and his blood sister. Now in the comics, Shuri actually becomes the Black Panther. T'Challa got so hurt and so beat up that he could not perform being Black Panther. So his sister actually took up the mantle and became Black Panther. And you kind of see that in the movie where she has the little Black Panther gauntlets, holding her own. I feel like that was a really good representation of her being Black Panther in the comics. Now in the second movie of Black Panther, I hope they put Storm in it. If they don't, shame on you. Shame on you. For real. Storm is the best. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. Storm is good. She's a really good character. And I love her being part of the X-Men. Now, I really don't know how they would do that. Since Storm is a little bit younger than T'Challa, maybe they make her an older version. I mean, they have so many versions of the X-Men anyway. Logan. X-Men 1, X-Men 2. Day of Future Past. Future Past Day. But anyways, so in the comics, Storm and Black Panther actually get married. They actually travel back and forth for different missions to New York and to Wakanda and stuff like that. Now, I did say in the intro that we was going to talk about a special movie. This movie is called The Next Avengers. And the reason I want to talk about this movie is because there's one specific person in this movie that you guys have to look up and have to understand who he is. His name is Azari. And he is actually the son of Black Panther and Storm. Now, I know a lot of people think that Spike is for the X-Men Evolution series, but he's not. And they don't mention T'Challa or Black Panther at all in any season of that series and stuff like that. So Azari is actually the son of Black Panther and Storm. Now, Azari doesn't know who his parents is. He just knows a story that Iron Man tells him, which he doesn't even know Tony Stark is Iron Man. Let me just tell you the story. So, the Avengers are fighting Ultron, and Ultron kills all the Avengers except for Iron Man, Hulk, and Vision. Those are the only 3 Avengers left alive. Now, the Avengers send Iron Man off to watch their kids. He's the only one who can protect their kids and can watch them and can teach them and let them have a life. So he's watching them and they're growing up in this little Helix bubble type complex thing where they have like different seasons and stuff like that. But they actually never see the real world. They actually don't know anything about the real world other than what Tony is teaching them. So there's a day where Vision comes and they're like all freaked out and stuff like that because they heard about Vision, but they never thought that they would see Vision. And so they start to find out different things about their parents and their past and stuff like that. And then they find this underground layer. And in this underground layer, they see all their parents. Iron Man, all their parents. Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther, Hawkeye, just Vision, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, all of them. And these are like, it's kind of weird because these are like iron versions of them. It's like Iron Man made an iron version of each of the Avengers. And so each of the kids are standing right in front of their parents' casing and stuff like that. And then, the son, Captain America and Black Widow's son actually sets off an alarm and all the Iron Avengers start to fly out into space. And now Ultron is tracking where they came from. And so now Ultron is coming to where the kids are. And Iron Man is like, oh my gosh, I just set off an alarm. Ultron is about to come. He's about to kill everybody. I don't know what to do. And then Iron Man thinks, he's like, all right, you know what? It's time. You guys are going to learn anyway. Go to the Quinjet. Take Vision's head with you guys. He's going to give you guys some locations, coordinates or whatever. And if Vision is like dead, I think Ultron and Vision had an altercation or whatever. So the only thing that's left of Vision is his head, because that's where all the viable information is at. So Iron Man, Tony Stark is suiting up back as Iron Man and stuff like that. And Ultron is like flying down into the space where they all at, and Iron Man is like suiting up, and Iron Man and Vision, not Vision, but Ultron are starting to go at it. You know, Iron Man is shooting all his lasers and stuff like that. Ultron is shooting all his lasers. They're kicking, they're crying, they're screaming, they're crying and crying and screaming. They don't know what to do. Iron Man gets pummeled. Like, Ultron beat this man down, but the kids have already escaped, and he's like, no worries. I already have the most important part, and that's Tony. So the kids are in this quandary, and they're debating, should we go back? You know, what do we do? You know, Tony is the only person that we have left and stuff like that. So they eventually decide to go save Tony. So they fly to Ultron City. You know, Vision gives them the coordinates to Ultron City. They fly into Ultron City, and they meet somebody special, which is Hawkeye's son. You know, Hawkeye has a son, and he has like the same ability as his dad. He's really good with the bow and arrow and stuff like that. So he starts to join them and stuff like that, and they find Tony and they save Tony, but Ultron is still alive. So there's this part where, you know, the Hawk is living in a mountain and stuff like that, and they're like, well, if Hawk not gonna come to us, we have to go to Hawk. And so they go to Hawk. They ask Bruce Banner for his help. He's denying every request that they're making and stuff like that. So James is thinking, he's like, well, if we can't bring the Hawk to Ultron, let's bring Ultron to the Hawk. And so they set like this beacon up or whatever, and Ultron is finding their location. He's flying down and stuff like that. And then Hank Pym Jr., which is Ant-Man and Wasp's son, he flies into the Hawk ear, or Bruce Banner ear, and he's like shooting into his ear and stuff like that, getting Bruce Banner angry and mad. Next thing you know, the Hawk is reborn. And he's like jumping out of the cave. He's like, "Roar!" He's jumping out of the cave and stuff like that. And he's like, the first person he sees is the kids. So he's slamming down on the ground, you know, attacking the kids. Then he sees Ultron. And it's like this man rage is like 10 times even worse. So he's like running to Ultron and stuff. And he's like grabbing Ultron by the neck. He's like slamming his head in the ground and stuff like that. Kind of like what he did at Loki. So the kids are like fighting Ultron and stuff like that. But then Ultron calls the Iron Avengers because he took control of them. But then Ultron calls the Iron Avengers because he took control of them. So the Iron Avengers are coming down, and now each of the kids have to face their parents, but their Iron version of their parents. So Azari and Black Panther are starting to go at it. Azari is like fighting him and fighting him and fighting him. You know, Black Panther is coming, you know, at him 100%. And there's this part, and this part is so sweet. There's this part where Black Panther actually becomes an actual Iron Black Panther. And Azari's like, "Do not be Black Panther, I am." And oh my god, like this shit was so sweet. His body starts to light up. It's like lightning, and he kind of like bends over, like he's about to go into like a werewolf run and whatever, like they do in Teen Wolf. But there's like an electricity Black Panther like forming behind him and stuff like that. The electricity Black Panther and his dad are actually going at it, and he eventually like beat his dad, and he's like, "I am the Black Panther." Like, oh my god, that part was so sweet. Yo, if you have not seen the Next Avengers, please go watch it. I feel like these kids don't get enough recognition. They have some comments, but not a lot. I feel like you can make a live TV show out of it. You can make a movie out of it. Like, these kids are so good, and they're so underrated that I feel like I feel like people should do more with them. Alright guys, so if you like what we talked about for this episode, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep sharing our stuff, our videos. Thank you for all your support, my one-on-oneers. So like I said, the next 3 episodes are going to be about DC characters. Make sure you let me know what you want to talk about in the comments and in the email. And we out. Wakanda forever.